Hey guys, hello. Hey, if you love the content, please share it, please like it, please comment, please tag people in it, move it forward. So anyway, just coming out today in my hashtag, Talk Today with Dr. K, but I want to share with you some things, and I just noticed that myself as a parent growing up, I was always struggling trying to eat healthier, and you hear this, you hear that, but let's just go over some basics this morning. But in 1994, the American Diabetic Association recommended that the public consume 60 to 70% of their calories to be through carbohydrates, which is in the body converted into sugar. And I run into this a lot. I remember years back when I really started studying nutrition, because I started seeing all these disease processes. I was in Bob Evans, and my little girl was 2. She's now almost 7. And this mother, she was a young mother, and she had the same thing happen. She was like, oh my God, my son, he's just full of energy all the time. And we don't realize how some of these foods that we take into our body can interact with the body, and it can cause sugar spikes. And I want to kind of go over some of that with you this morning and explain that so you understand that. But she's, well, he doesn't like sugar though. He doesn't like candy. I hear that all the time. I said, oh, okay, well, does he like pizza? Does he like bagels? Does he like breakfast cereals? Does he like oatmeal? And she was like, and pasta. And she was like, oh my God, he loves all that. I said, well, did you know that that's all high carbohydrates? And when you take in a high carbohydrate, it causes a sugar surge. They call it a glycemic spike, okay? And she goes, oh. And I said, it acts just like eating candy or sugar. And she goes, I had no idea. I said, yeah, just kind of cut that back and see how he responds to that. And the reason sugar is in everything, hey Sue, is because it's addictive. They literally have studies on this where they show that they have rats in environments that were addicted to cocaine. And when they put these rats into an environment and had sugar water accessible, once those rats ate that sugar or drank that sugar water, they never went back to the cocaine in the same environment. It hits the same adenoreceptors in the brain and causes the same responses, and it's 6 to 8 times more addicting. That's why high fructose corn syrup is in everything these days. One of my farmers recently told me it's cheaper to buy corn seed than it is grass seed. And it's 98% of it's GMO. That means genetically modified organisms. But let me show you some things here. What does sugar do? Did you know that if you're insulin resistant, that means you're not yet diabetic. Your pancreas is keeping up. And that means if I took a blood draw on you, that your sugar levels may just completely be stable and look fine. But with any pump, the harder and longer you work it, the more likely it is to blow. Would that make sense? Here's what they found. When you're insulin resistant, you start to pack on belly fat. And when you start to do that, you're no longer utilizing sugar appropriately. You're actually storing it. What that does, it causes fat cells to expand. When they do that, they think they're dying. What that then does is it releases an inflammatory marker, like a grease fire, that goes through your bloodstream and hits the brain. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. It's like a filtration system. Here's what happens next. Now you have immune cells in your brain. Sugar spikes inflammation. Have you noticed every medical disease basically ends in itis? Plantar fasciitis, pancreatitis, hyperthyroiditis, arthritis, right? Itis means inflammation, and guess what feeds that? Sugar. And so today our children have consumed as much sugar, medical research shows, by 8 years of age that people did 100 years ago, their entire lifespan. When the sugar causes the inflammation reaction in your brain, or anyone's brain for that matter, it hits the hippocampus, the memory centers. Have you noticed as people are aging, they start to forget things? Alzheimer's, dementia. Do you know if you have diabetes type 2, which is 96% of that is caused by dietary imbalances and people not knowing what they're eating. They're starting their day off with bagels. I used to think this was healthy, whole wheat bagel. That's 100 on the glycemic index. Insulin spike, then it crashes. Then you need coffee all day. All these, does this sound familiar? When your hippocampus is your memory center gets hit, They medically know. The research shows as your waistline gets wider, your hippocampus and memory centers get smaller. That affects the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus. And now that affects your adrenal corticoid glands. I know I'm kind of getting sciencey here, okay? But when you hit those glucocorticoid steroid centers on top of the adrenal glands, now you can't use sugar, and we start storing it. Would you like some answers, some simple things to input into your body to get more vegetables, get more fruits into your families? Here's what you need to do. You need to be eating more plants. We don't do that, and not processed, by the way. You need to eat 10 to 15 handfuls of raw vegetables and fruits every day. That doesn't mean canned. That doesn't mean steamed. That means right off the vine, okay? When you buy stuff in a grocery store, it's a 40% absorption rate. When you buy it, when you get it vine ripened out of your own garden, it's 95% absorption rate. This is something that I found, and the reason I want to share this with you, I use a company called Juice Plus. The reason being, these are 20 different vegetables and fruits that they vine ripen. And these are things that are most anti-inflammatory. That means it brings inflammation down. It's like throwing baking soda on a grease fire. It puts it out. When you take this stuff, there's medical research proving this. I want to share with you a study done at Nemours Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. They took little boys, and they took these kids, and they taught them, counseled them on how to eat. They gave one group, and it's double-blind placebo. What you get in the mail if you order this is what they get in the university studies, and there's 38 peer-reviewed double-blind studies on this product. Does it make sense if you eat more vegetables and fruits that you tend to feel better or worse? Do you tend to get healthier or sicker? Well, check these research studies out. When they added this to the children, in 6 months, they found a 310% increase in beta carotene in the little boys that actually took the Juice Plus. And this is a free kid study. So when I started getting this, my little girl gets it for free. Check this out. Beta carotene is in carrots. Guess what's in Juice Plus? Carrots. This is a whole food. Notice the flip top. It's not a multivitamin. A multivitamin actually has a resistant lid you have to lock down so that the child or you won't overdose if you take too much. This is food. And so we actually had a kid eat a whole entire bag of this. 2 months supply. The father called poison control. They dang near, he flipped out, and they go, oh no, it's just it's just broccoli and parsley and tomato, carrot, garlic, beet, spinach, cabbage, lemon peel. Oh, he does poop a lot, and kale. When's the last time you get your kid to eat that in a day? Notice how this is actually, look at this, a Ziploc. It's a Ziploc bag. And these taste phenomenal, by the way. But here's what they found. Medical research, picture in your mind a teeter-totter. What happens is this. When beta carotene rises, insulin becomes sensitive and actually works, and it gets the sugar out of the bloodstream and into your cells for your body to actually use it. Okay, and it doesn't rot your brain and all your tissues, and it doesn't damage cholesterol. Cholesterol isn't the issue. It's the environment on which cholesterol's in. That's a whole other topic we'll share. But here's what they found. These little boys went from being insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. And beta carotene controls your immune system, your skin, your mucosal linings. And these little boys actually lost belly fat. Compared to the group who didn't take it, who took the placebo, they gained belly fat. And the reason being, when you're using this properly, okay, when your body's working properly, you actually utilize things and you get rid of toxicity. If you're looking for more information on this, some healthy solutions, maybe this, like here's something else we use. These are shakes. They're meal replacement. This is a 39 on the glycemic index. It's all plants. It's vegan-free. It's gluten-free. It's dairy-free. It's NSF certified, which tells you know exactly what's in the product. Less than 1% of food is like that. They check it for radiation because you know what they do? They radiate your food so that it ripens faster. They use gases. None of this stuff is in there. They check it for herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, mildew, mold, and bacteria. This bagel that everybody starts their day with, nobody has a clue what's in this. Breakfast cereals, I've done videos on that. Look those up. Kellogg's, they've known since 1950 what that does. University of Michigan study. But anyway, if you want more information on this right here is a phenomenal solution. These are the shakes, guys. And these shakes are incredible. They taste great. You mix them with water. And we have bars. We don't have a lot of products, but everything is gluten-free, dairy-free, NSF certified. These are on the go. They have a cherry tart and a chocolate. And then in the protein mixes, I shouldn't say protein mix, it's not a protein mix, it's actually a meal replacement, but it's got 8 grams of fiber, there's French vanilla and chocolate. And so it's just a great way to get 50 almost different plant-based materials into your family's health and well-being. And by the way, the kid is free. So with this right here order, the kid gets these for free. So if you want more information, if you're looking for ways, I don't care if it's taking Juice Plus or not, it's just, I use this to fill in the gap in my family so our families are healthier. But if you have information, you want things done, if you want to see other types of information and things that you're struggling with, or you see family and friends that are struggling with, reach out to me, message me, let me know. I'd love to help in any way that I possibly can. I pray to God in every day and every way you're getting better and better. And today, my hashtag is #TodayWithDrK. Thank you so much for joining today, and please share away.